There was a woman who kept a lighthouse at the edge of the world. Every night, she would climb the narrow stairs and light the great lamp that warned ships away from the rocks. She had done this for 15 years, since her father had grown too old to make the climb. In storms and calm, in summer warmth and winter ice, the light never failed. Ships passed in the darkness, saw the light, and changed course. They never stopped. They never signaled thanks. They simply turned away from the rocks and sailed on, their crews never knowing the woman in the lighthouse had saved their lives. She didn't mind. This was the work. This was the purpose. But then, one year, everything changed. A new harbor was built 20 miles down the coast, deeper, safer, with modern docks and warehouses. Ships began using the new route. They no longer sailed past a lighthouse. The sea that had once been busy with vessels grew empty and silent. At first, she thought it was temporary, a season of change. But weeks became months, and the ships did not return. One morning, officials came from the Maritime Authority. "We are closing this lighthouse," they told her. "No ships pass here anymore. There's no point in keeping the light burning." "But what if a ship comes?" she asked. "What if someone needs it?" "No one will come. The route is abandoned. You're being reassigned to the new harbor lighthouse. You'll start next month." They left her with papers to sign and instructions for shutting everything down. That night, she stood in the lamp room, looking out at the empty sea. 15 years of climbing these stairs. 15 years of lighting this flame. And now they were telling her it meant nothing. She was supposed to extinguish the lamp for the last time in 3 days. The first night, she lit it anyway. One more night, she told herself, just to be sure. The sea remained empty. The second night, she climbed the stairs again, even though every logical part of her knew it was pointless. She lit the lamp and stood watching the beam sweep across the dark water. Nothing. Nos chips. No one to save. On the third night, the final night, she almost didn't climb the stairs. What was the point? The officials were right. The ships had found a better way. Her purpose here had ended. But something in her couldn't accept that. She climbed one last time and lit the lamp. The night was rough. A storm was building in the distance, and the wind howled against the tower. She stood at the window, watching the rain begin to fall, feeling the loneliness of it all. Then, just past midnight, she saw something. A small light on the water, faint and wavering, moving erratically. A boat, a small fishing boat, caught in the growing storm, far off course. Her heart jumped. She watched as the boat struggled in the rising waves. It was heading straight for the rocks, the same rocks her lighthouse had warned away from for decades. But her light was burning. The beam swept across the water, and she saw the moment the boat's captain noticed it. The vessel turned sharply, fighting the wind, moving away from the rocks towards safer water. She held her breath, watching. The boat made it through. It passed the dangerous rocks and continued south toward the new harbor, battered but safe. The woman stood in the lamp room, tears on her face. The next morning, the officials returned to collect the keys. She gave them without argument. The lighthouse was closed, the lamp extinguished. But as she walked away, carrying her few belongings, she felt no regret. For 15 years, she had kept the light burning, and perhaps 1,000 ships had seen it and lived. And on the very last night, when she had almost given up, when it had seemed pointless to continue, one more ship had needed it. Just one. And one was enough. Years later, she heard a story. A young fisherman in the new harbor told anyone who would listen about the night he'd been caught in a storm, lost and terrified, certain he would die on the rocks. And then, impossibly, he'd seen a light, an old lighthouse that was supposed to be closed, guiding him to safety. Someone was there, he would say. Someone kept the light burning. The woman, now working at the new harbor lighthouse, would hear the story and smile. She never told him it was her.